All right, y'all. So we have new month, so new EMOMs, new extra work. We got our in-house competition is going to start next Monday. So we're going to spend this week talking through some of it. The teams are all up on the whiteboard. So after we get done here, you could look and see what team you're on. I'm going to walk you through all of that stuff. Let's see, announcements, anything other than that I need to cover? No. So we got a new movement today we're going to practice. Also, real quick, I'm going to cover some quick tips on stuff in the gym that can save you time, energy, and help you avoid injury. So one of those is how you load a bar, how you drop weights, and how you put weights down. So to make this simple, when you go to take weights on and off, you just take your clip off. An easy way to get your weights off, I see lots of people struggle where they're like, they're doing all this stuff. Pick your bar up, put your hand inside there, and you can slide it right off. An easy way to load weights, especially as you start getting up to the bigger bumpers like 35s, 45s, take it and put it at the bottom of your bar and just stand it up. And then you can lean it into that hole, and then you can just pick it up and slide it on, or you can grab the end of the bar and push it on that way. It's going to save you a lot of time, because one of the big things I want to make sure that everyone understands is when you are picking weights up, when you are done with a set and you go to put your weights down, you can get injured. You don't have to be in the middle of a set to hurt yourself lifting. Actually, very rarely do people get hurt while they're in the middle of lifting. Most of the time, they get hurt before or after the lift while they're doing other things to get set up. So, let's say we go to do a clean. I'm going to show you guys how to drop weights. When you go to finish your rep, you do a clean, you bring it back down to your legs. A lot of people will do a really solid, good, clean rep. And then they're done, and they do this. And their back goes rounded, and everything just goes completely sloppy. Put it down like you're just going to do another deadlift. So as you go to put it down, drive your hips backwards, use your legs to squat it down. And if you need to, and the weight's heavy enough, you could just drop it. These weights have rubber bumpers, and we have rubber floor. And honestly, I spent a ton of money on this so that we could drop it. Right? I know if you come from working out at regular gyms, dropping weights is a huge no-no. But we do a lot of Olympic lifting, which we're going to practice a little bit today. When you're doing Olympic lifting, you can't have a spotter. You have to have a way to drop the weight. If you go to do a lift and you can't make it, you got to have a way to drop it. And learning how to drop appropriately is actually really, really important. So learning how to do that is something that you need to practice. When we use barbells, we only drop weights if we have 95 pounds on there or more. So you got to have 2 bumper plates on there or at least a 25 on the side to go up. So women are 85 pounds or more. Yeah, that's it on that. So on your picking weights up and putting weights down, I know I said this, but it's important that you remember when you go to pick it up, you need to pick it up or set up just like you're already lifting. And most people walk up and do this. Well, once you go here, you're never going to be able to correct. Like you can see how my back looks. If I try to straighten that out, that's as far as I'm going to get. But if I set myself up from the top and I send my hips back, keep my head and chest up, now all that load is here and my back is in a much better position. It is really important how you go to grab the bar, and also once you're done, how you release the bar, whether you're dropping it from here or dropping it from higher. But if you are going to drop weights and you get up here and you want to drop, just let the weight go forward. And if you let it drop evenly, That's what happens. And that's something also that has to be practiced. When you see some of our old timers who've been here for a long time and they're dropping weights and it looks different than the way that you drop weights, or you feel like it looks different, those are things you actually try to drop the bar evenly, because it makes you safer and it makes the people around you safer, especially if you're using the big rubber weights in the back. Those are really bouncy. So if you drop them uneven, they'll jump around on you, as opposed to if you just drop it even, it just hits the ground, bounces straight up. And the last little thing on this, especially if you're using those rubber weights in the back that bounce so much, when they bounce, don't catch them. I see this constantly in the back half of the gym. People will dump the weight, good on you, no big deal. That's what we should be doing whenever you need to get that bar off of you. You drop it, and it hits the ground and bounces up, and people panic because it bounces. And then they go, and they grab it, and then it rips them to the ground, and they end up doing this, ugh. And then they're like, oh, why does my back hurt? Well, you just caught 95 pounds in the air, bent over with your back rounded. If you're going to drop it, drop it. Let it drop and bounce. Don't catch it. Don't try to put your hands on it. If you feel like you need to control it, then bring it down and control it. If you're going to drop it, drop it. Don't catch it. You're going to end up hurting yourself, and the reps are already over. You've already done all the good work, so don't mess yourself up before or after the lift. Just make sure you think that out. Save you some time, save you some energy. Anyway, I'm going to go into a bunch of details on the team competition, which, like I said, starts next Monday. I'm going to kind of give you some information as we go through the week. And Thursday, I'm going to go into detail of all the little ins and outs of all of it. And I'm going to make you guys a video so you can watch that too. And then y'all can start rallying your teammates to get everybody ready, because this is going to be more on attendance. And then there's bonuses for performance. So every time you show up and work out, you're giving points to your team. I'll cover more as we go. Anyway, so today we are going to start out with 4 minutes of cardio. We've got 20 seconds of that banded hip stretch where you go 3 different ways. You hook the band around the bottom of the rig. You hook it around your hip. You crawl your way out. You work on that stretch. You turn this way. It's pulling you this way. You're down on your hands and knees. It's pulling your hip this way. You're just sinking your hip down and in. And then the last one, you're going to face the rig. The band goes around your bottom leg. And then you're going to work on squeezing your glutes, extending your hips, reaching across. You're going to let that band stretch you in 3 different directions. 20 seconds on each one, then do the same thing the other leg. Banded stretch, put your hand through there, lean away, stretch all that out. And then we're going to do those face pulls where you do 10 to the face, 10 to the chest. After that, we're going to jump into a movement that is called a clean pull. So this is a way for us to practice the bottom portion of the clean. And what we're going to try to correct, yeah. Oh yeah, back rack elbow floss, yes. Oh yeah, that one's critical. So the last one, you're going to take a barbell, put it on your back, and then you're going to work on driving your elbow up as high as you can. This is called elbow flossing. So as you drive up, you're stretching out tendons, ligaments, all this stuff, basically in the front rack position, but because it's behind you, it's going to give you a little deeper stretch. Then you go to the other side. Keep your abs tight. Drive your elbow up, bring it down. Drive your elbow up, bring it down, back and forth until you've done 5 on each. That's going to help your front rack position for later on when we get to cleans. But right now we're going to practice clean pulls. So what I want you to see is we're going to go through a couple of cues. We're going to do 2 reps every 90 seconds. And I'm going to give you some things to think about, to say in your mind. So you're basically going to do your deadlift, and then you're going to end up with explosive hips and a shrug. And I put in there, face the wall. I want you to think about facing a wall. Like as if you're going to do your clean, and I walk up and stick a bar right in front of you, or I put you right up next to the wall, and that bar cannot go out and away. Here's the problems we're trying to fix, which is going to put you in a better bar path position, which is going to help you be more efficient and safer, and eventually it's going to help you lift more weight. But a lot of people, when they go into the clean, they come up here, they explode with their hips, and then the bar goes out here, and they curl it back into themselves. And most people don't realize they're doing it, but they're trying to use their arms, and they end up looking like this. As they come up, they explode at their hips, and you can see them starting to do this before all of this is straight. That's how you know you're out of position. Those arms need to stay straight until you get all the way to here, and then they bend. But they only bend so you could get your elbows under it. They never curl, and if you were to be in front of a wall, when you came up and did this thing, you'd hit the wall. So cue number one, think about facing the wall, or as if I walked up and stuck a PVC in front of you, right? You're not going to be able to come up and go out. Our goal is to do a clean pull, which is here. And so you're working on all the leg position of a deadlift, extend the hips like you're going to jump, and then shrug, and that's it. That's the whole thing. We're never going farther than that. Hips, shrug. So as you'll see him do here, he's doing clean pulls, and he's got like 300 pounds on here. This is something you will end up being able to do heavier weight than what you can actually clean. But it's meant to teach you proper technique. So you're going to go slow to the knees. Then you're going to explode with your hips vertically, not forward. We're not trying to bounce the bar forward. You see how that comes up by his belly button and not out? That's something we need to correct to keep you in a better, safer position. So you can kind of think through some of these things. Treat it like you got a bar right in front, or a wall right in front of you. Slow to the knees, explode vertically with the hip, and then shrug, and that's it. Come to here. But you need to work on your sequence. The legs and hip explosion has to happen before the shrug, and then the shrug happens, and very last, there'll be a little bit of elbow bend. So you got to pay attention to if you're bending your elbows early. And you're going to have that urge, especially, oh, we got a little slideshow pop up. Especially if you're an early arm bender. Anyway, so what we're going to do is go through 2 reps every 90 seconds. And we're going to do 10 rounds of that. Any questions on that one? This is something that's new to you, so I know it's going to need a little practice. This is something I do every single time we do cleans. I do a couple reps of this before I ever start cleans. I treat it like my practice reps, just to make sure my timing is right. Olympic lifters, true Olympic lifters, will work up to weights that are sometimes 100 pounds heavier than what they can clean, because they're getting themselves used to that sequence under heavy, heavy load, and then they'll use that as like a primer to get ready for the next one. Then when we get done, we got 5 rounds. We're going to do 3 cleans. So you're going to take this from the ground, come up, extend the hips. Now you get to practice the full motion of the clean after doing all those clean pulls. And we're going to be at lighter weight, hopefully. You work up to something heavier. Today is a little heavier because the weights are light. Because the reps are low. So you're going to do 3 reps. At RX, it's 155, 115. You're going to do 3 cleans. And then once you're done with that, you're going to do 2 reps of the push jerk. And then stand up. The push jerk is that double dip. Then you're going to run out the front door, head down to the second driveway. So just come out here, make a left. Second driveway is real close, not our driveway, but the next one. Come back in, go back to your bar. We do it again. You got 20 minutes to try and finish 5 rounds of that. Comp weight is 205, 155. And the burn is 115.75. But as usual, use whatever weight feels right for you. I know some of you guys are brand new today, so light is a better answer. Any questions on that? Sweet, let's warm up. We've got 4 minutes of cardio. We'll see if we can get loose and squeeze all this stuff in today.